Okay, I think we're all ready. Yes, well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us for today's webinar around how MDX Works, our careers and employability service here at Middlesex, can support you to achieve your career goals when you're at university and beyond. My name is Jack Timms. I am the engagement manager at MDX Works, which is the dedicated careers and employability service, and I'm delighted to be joined today by one of our student ambassadors, Kisho, who is going to talk you through just why it's so important to get involved from day one of your Middlesex University journey. Those who get involved get employed, as you can see from the title. So we're going to talk through how the MDX Works Career Service can support you, some of the initiatives that we run, and also how you can get involved with a whole abundance of activities whilst you're here at the university. Also going to talk to you around some specific support for international students, and we will probably take around 60 minutes for the full webinar, depending on how many questions you have for us. So I'll be presenting initially, and then Kisho is going to talk you through his experience as a Middlesex student, and then we'll, as I say, allocate some time for those questions, and you can type those into the chat throughout the webinar. So we'll take them towards the end, but please do type them as we go. If something springs to mind, pop it in the chat and we'll pick that up on the right-hand side of the screen. A couple of housekeeping rules. The webinar is being recorded, so we will be sharing the recording and the presentation slides afterwards. If you'd rather not be on camera, then obviously do just keep those cameras turned off. And if I can just ask everyone to be on mute whilst we present, that will be really helpful for the recording and for background noise purposes. So yeah, let's get started. And what do MDX Works do? So as I said, MDX Works is the university's careers and employability service. We are here essentially to help you to access and understand what opportunities exist for you beyond your degree and during the degree, because there are a whole host of opportunities out there when you graduate, but often it's very difficult to, cut through the trees and actually see what exists. So MDX Works have a whole mantra that is around working with you as an individual, understanding who you are as a unique individual, what is your unique skill set, what consists of your background, and how do you make up your own unique story. And with that story, what we want to do is tap into you as an individual and help you to understand, well, what would be right for you based on those things in terms of a career route. So it's looking beyond just the degree itself. It's thinking about your talent. It's thinking about anything you're passionate about and seriously interested in. It's thinking about some of those experiences that you have in co-curricular, both through college and university itself when you arrive, and really helping you to nurture some of the skills that will be important for achieving a career that you'd like to go on to. So how do we do that? How do we help you to unpick and unpack your story? We offer a whole host of things. The main one is the one-to-one tailored advice and guidance that we have through our faculty employability advisors here at Middlesex. So each of the departments at the university has a dedicated faculty employability advisor who has sector knowledge around the types of opportunities and careers that exist based on your degree. And what they will do is work with you through your whole university journey to help you to, as I say, unpick some of the stuff that you may not know at the moment. So what opportunities actually relate to my degree subject? Where will my degree actually be quite useful, but at the moment I may not be fully aware of that? They'll also help you with all matters employability. So it could be looking over your CV, it could be helping you prepare for an interview, it could be just generally helping you to understand the importance of things like networking and using things like LinkedIn. More generally, just helping you to navigate your career and maximize your potential. We always say there is no real matter that we won't support you with, provided it's going to enhance your prospects of achieving a career and a fulfilling career beyond your degree. We also help with things around work experience and placement support. It is so important, as the title suggests, to get involved. Employers are constantly feeding back to us at MDX Works. The degree by itself is fantastic, but just by itself, it's not enough. We have to see something else. We have to see a story that goes alongside that degree subject. And that can be engaging in co-curricular, that can be working part-time, that can be doing a placement or some work experience, but it has to be something. So we want to make sure that you can try and identify relevant industry opportunities to help you to flesh out your story. So you can go to an employer at an interview once you've finished your degree and wow them with a whole package of opportunities that you've been involved with through your time at Middlesex. So we'll also look at helping you if you wanted to go on to further study, helping you write your personal statements, all those sorts of things are covered within the service. General just career support, as I said, around accessing opportunity and thinking around what exists beyond your degree. Really important to think that you're not tied to a career just based on doing a certain subject. Opportunities exist in sectors that you probably haven't even thought about. So a really good example of this is you may be a finance student and you think, well, I need to go and work in a bank or a finance institution. But did you know, for example, you can go and work at Netflix or ASOS or Warner Media, huge companies that sit probably more in the creative fields who are crying out for talent to come and do finance. So it's really important to think beyond just the obvious when you come and join us here at Middlesex. We run a whole host of campus-wide events and activities throughout the year. So I'm going to talk to you around a couple of our flagship events and fairs that we run whilst at Middlesex, where we bring employers onto the campus and online to network with you and engage with you around specific opportunities that they're advertising, whether that be a placement or a grad role or an internship. We have those employer connections. We want to put them in front of you because industry are best advised and best placed to tell you what are they looking for from a graduate in 2021 or 2022 and beyond. We also have a dedicated team to help you start up a business. So if you're an entrepreneurial individual and you think you've got a business idea and you'd like to flesh that out a little bit and see, if I want to start a business, what do I have to do? We at MDX Works have an access point for you to come in and talk to us, and we will give you advice and guidance around starting your own business with an accelerator program, something that you can get involved with as well. We also have paid part-time opportunities through Uni Temps, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more around that in a mo. So as you can see, a whole host of things, but the main point, as I said, is around you need to get involved to access these opportunities. We have a dedicated website, MDXworks.com, where you will be able to access a whole host of career and employability resources. We do have a team of advisors, as I said, who work with you on a one-to-one basis, whether that be for an online appointment or an on-campus appointment or over email or telephone, but they're not available at all times. We do have to let them go to bed at weekends. And as a result, MDXworks.com is that one-stop shop where you can access loads of additional complementary materials to help you to navigate your career. So for example, we've got a jobs board, and on the jobs board, we post thousands of roles every year, whether that be graduate opportunities, placements, internships, work experience weeks, a whole range of industries included across all of those areas. So really important that you log on and create your accounts on mdxworks.com because that's where the jobs often are. We also advertise all of our events on there. So for example, Gradstock or Career Connect or Diversity Days, they all go on our events calendar and you can sign up through mdxworks.com and be the first to see those careers and employability events that are happening within the year. We also have a really fantastic section on this website called Resources, and essentially it just contains anything and everything really that will help you to navigate the employability aspects of your career. So are you up to speed on how to network effectively? Do you know how to write a tailored CV? Are you comfortable with writing supporting statements and cover letters? Do you feel confident to do a video interview? We have guides and materials and help sheets to help you with all of those things, but also they're really useful complementary tools that you read ahead of an appointment with one of your advisors or afterwards. So you actually undertaking some career development learning in your own time, because this is a really important point. If you are coming to university now, you have to own your career, and you'll only own your career by seeing it almost as an invisible module where you have to undertake learning using these type of websites to help you understand what it takes to ensure that you come out of the end of your degree and secure a graduate role. Uni Temps is a fantastic resource here at the university. Very rare for universities to have a Uni Temps franchise, but Middlesex is delighted to be one of the universities with it. Essentially what it is a part-time recruitment agency for all of the jobs that exist here on campus, and also now some roles that happen online. So for example, if you're looking for a paid part-time role around your studies where you can work flexibly and be paid quite handsomely, I think it's the London living wage, which is up to about £10.85 an hour now, and Kisha will confirm shortly, but it's a really fantastic way to work flexibly, but also build on some of those important points that we've mentioned. You're getting involved, you're developing your skills by undertaking roles within the university, which connects you with the wider university population. So for example, you could become a student ambassador, you might help out at an event, you might become a student learning assistant, you may be asked to work on a project within one of the faculties. A whole host of things exist within Uni Temps and they come up throughout the year. But the main one that we drive often is the Student Ambassador Scheme. And I think Kishore will probably mention some of that information when he talks to you later. And there's no better person to show how important it is to get involved, because he's had so many opportunities off the back of working through Uni Temps. So it's really important to register when you first arrive, and you'll be able to access those roles throughout the year. International student support, really mindful of this. Middlesex is, as I said, very international in its makeup, and it's hugely proud of that. The fact that we have, probably 40% of our makeup now at the university is international, and that sets us apart from a lot of our competitors, because we've got a real diverse mindset and a real diverse and eclectic set of skills and cultures, which we know when they combine and come together make far better business models in the long term for companies. So it's really important to drive how important our international community is to us here at Middlesex. And we also realize that because of having that community, they do have, and you do have, some very specific support needs. So as part of that, we offer a whole host of things around helping you navigate moving to the UK and what are careers like in the UK and what do job applications look like in the UK. So there are some specific support things in place to help you work whilst you're studying and helping you to understand the visa requirements. We'll also support you looking for placements and internships, which are very specific to international students. We'll also help you think about what happens when you want to look for roles beyond your degree. So for example, looking at the tier 2, the new graduate route visa, which is now existing. So these type of things, we have advice and guidance and knowledge of to ensure that you feel more comfortable with navigating the UK jobs market. And nothing says of that importance more than a dedicated platform that we now have for international students from the EU and beyond. So if you are looking to find an internship or a graduate role or a placement that is very specific for just international students and welcome applications from international students, we have a dedicated platform called Student Circus, which essentially houses all of these roles. So you can sign up to Student Circus through your Middlesex University account when you arrive. You can access internships and placements and graduate roles, and you'll be looking at a pool of employers who welcome applications from international students. So we're really proud to have the relationship with Student Circus, and that organization also come in and deliver a whole host of workshops throughout the year to help you think about things like your visas and how can you be selling yourself as an international student to an organization. So when you do, we hope you do arrive at Middlesex, get yourself signed up to Student Circus from day one, because it's a fantastic platform. MDX Works also have a whole host of opportunities for you to get involved with that sit beyond your degree and beyond what we would say is our core service offering, i.e. that CV assistance and advice and guidance around careers. And I'm going to talk to you about a few of these, for example, here. So we run a whole host of programs where you will, I suppose, enhance your opportunity to think long-term around career and build up a whole host of skills that employers will be looking for by undertaking one of these programs. So just picking randomly, MDX Advantage on the left-hand side there is a program for final year students, so anyone who's in their third or their master's level study. And this is a 6-month program where you'll undertake a whole host of exclusive careers and employment activities led often by industry. So we will have graduate employer panels, you'll undertake a mock assessment center, you'll do mock interviews, you'll take part in live projects from employers. And to top all that off, you have a mentor for 6 months from our alumni community, someone who's been there and done it, studied at Middlesex, gone on to achieve a successful career. And what they do is offer you mentorship for 6 months during that period. So it's a really fantastic program where you'll really reap the benefit of intense and on the spot careers and employability support. The second one, next to MDX Advantage, is MD Accelerator. Again, a really great program. This one's very, very specific to those who are thinking about self-employment and business startup. So if you are someone with an entrepreneurial mindset and you think, I've got an idea for a business and I'm just not sure what to do next, MD Accelerator is that perfect landing space, because you can come in, test your idea, and you'll be able to access a whole host of masterclasses and guest speaker opportunities with people who excel in this type of industry. And at the end of that, you'll have an opportunity to pitch for some seed funding for an opportunity to actually start your business. So a really fascinating program, which is growing year on year. And we're really delighted to have that one as well as part of the MDX Works co-curricular engagement. At the bottom there, the Emerging Professional Program. This one's open to everybody, as is at MD Accelerator. And it's an opportunity to do a summer program, basically something that you would undertake at the end of your degree year, where you can almost undertake a whole variety of workshops and projects and networking opportunities, where essentially we are trying to teach you things that will help you to navigate the next stage of your career. So at the end of year one, for example, you'll have a pathway that's designed for year one students, and year two will have a pathway for them, year three have a pathway, and so on. And what we try and do is package up a whole mixture of workshops that we deliver with industry coming in again to connect with you on often for those. And what you have an opportunity to do is essentially build up your CV and build up your knowledge bank of how to navigate your career. So the Emerging Professional Program is great for that, because at the end of your workshops, which take place over a few weeks, you can actually apply for a paid project challenge with one of our clients. So for example, last year, PwC gave a project to those who competed in the Emerging Professional Program. MDXL and MDX Equals are also two other projects that we run. MDXL is around working in small teams on real live client projects. So similar to what I just mentioned for the EPP, you may find that an organization come to us at Middlesex and say, we need some students to work on a web build or a marketing campaign. And MDXL is the program where you work often cross faculty with other students to deliver on those actual live client briefs that come in from organizations. And that's something that we're moving towards more as an institution, which is around practice-based learning. And what we want to do is see students undertake real live projects so they actually have something to talk about. So the story that they tell is more practical and not just solely theoretical based on degree. So MDXL is one of those up and coming programs that we hope to build in years to come. Events and fairs. Yes, as I said, we run some flagship events every year. We literally last week just ran our Gradstock Festival for 2021. Took place over 4 days. We engaged over 1,300 students across the week, and we had over 50 organizations representing different companies and all sectors across science and technology, arts and creative industries, business, law, health, education. And throughout the week, we delivered webinars from those organizations. We had a virtual campus for networking, as you can see on the right-hand side, what that looks like. And we also had an on-campus day with some TED Talks and some live entertainment and some street food as well. So Gradstock Festival is a really fantastic chance to engage with your career, but also in quite a fun way as well. So we'll be running Gradstock again next year. And what we hope to do is really move back towards being on campus with an online complement as part of that. We also run Career Connect in the spring, which is a more around placements, work experience, volunteering and getting involved. And we also have pop-up webinars throughout the year. So for example, as you see, they could be one applying for grad schemes. It could be around applying for a placement. It could be around how do I create a LinkedIn profile. It might be an organization coming in to say, we've got 12 engineering placements and here we are. So we always run things that are more pop-up and smaller scale than these events that you see like Gradstock and Career Connect. So keep an eye on the events calendar, because that's where we will promote throughout the academic year. Some useful links, I'm not going to go through those, but as I said, we will share the slides afterwards, but the MDXworks.com platforms there, Student Circus, as I referenced, and also some really useful information for working in the UK for international students as well. Very quick plug here, mindful of time, for LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn Learning is a platform to help you develop business, technology and creative skills, and is host to over 16,000 courses and online content, which you can undertake in your spare time to help you complement what you want to do career-wise. So give an example, you may be an accounting and finance student. LinkedIn Learning will have a course which will help you to, undertake advanced accounting skills, or a very specific software package where you will be able to demonstrate to an employer, okay, I did my degree, but I also did a 16-hour course here in advanced accounting or advanced Excel. Could be a creative industry student. You say, well, I also did this in graphic design, and there's relevant software packages associated. So LinkedIn Learning is amazing. And the most amazing part of all this is it's free. So usually I think it's about £30 a month. The moment you arrive at Middlesex, you have access to LinkedIn Learning for free, and you'll be able to really bulk and flesh out some of the skills that you're developing as part of your degree. So you're not just talking about the subject, you're talking about a whole host of things, and LinkedIn Learning is just one of them. Very, very briefly, I'm sure everyone's getting quite tired of the C word, but what I will say is coronavirus has impacted the job market, and the graduate labour market in particular may not recover until 2022 and beyond because of the impact that it had. As a result, it's really important that we need to be building on these skills and building on our careers from day one of arriving at university. If you're someone who coasts into the final year and doesn't undertake any co-curricular activity and doesn't look for work experience, or doesn't think about doing a placement or volunteering or being a part of the SU, you will struggle to find a job. There are too many graduates now who just take it for granted that the degree will be fine. It won't be. So really, really driving the point home here that you must get involved, because it's hard to ignore the statistics and the data that's out there at the moment around it being competitive anyway, but it's only being exacerbated through the COVID pandemic. But what it has done is bring about opportunity. So things like virtual work experience that would have never existed in droves, a few years back. But now you can work for an organization or complete a project from the comfort of your own home or from a university campus. So what it does do is bring opportunity, and it's also brought about a whole network, an online community of people who are really keen to give back to students because they know it's difficult. So things like LinkedIn, where you can actually connect with people in your industry and actually ask them the questions that you probably used to have to turn up to an event to ask them, you can now do all online. So what it has done is force the conversation around bringing careers to an online sphere in a new way. So really, really important that you not only are mindful of the fact that you have to work harder and you have to get involved in more things because of the impact, but also reap the benefit of the opportunities that it's brought about at the same time. Final slide from me, just a list of some of the organizations that we work with. As you can see on screen, it's a real mixture. It's your multinationals, it's the real household names that you'd expect, but it's also smaller organizations and SMEs who are fantastic for giving opportunities to students and give you far more exposure at times to, a career than some of the larger organizations. So it very much depends on your own kind of cultural fit and what you would see as the ideal employer for you. But what I would say is we will try and work with as many organizations as you want us to work with. If the company isn't there and you tell us, well, we'd like to make a link, we'll try and make that link. But at the moment, things like Gradstock and our careers events attract these sorts of organizations year on year, and you'll have a chance to get in a room with them, whether virtual or on campus. So employers drive what we deliver because, as I said, they're the people who understand what they're looking for from graduates when it comes to the world of work. So we must involve them in our delivery as much as possible, because if we can understand what they're looking for, we can help you to seek out and get the experiences that matter. So when you actually end up in the interview room, you understand what they're looking for because you've already kind of nailed it based on the preparatory work that you've done with MDX Works as a careers team and yourself through your own hard work. So I've gone really quickly, and there's so much more to say, and I could have really gone into a lot of detail, a lot of this stuff, but I really want you guys to listen to Kishore, because, as I said, there's no one better to describe the importance of getting involved than Kishore. I've worked quite closely with him over the last kind of 6 months, and he's got a fantastic story to tell. So I'm going to let him tell that story now, and hopefully you'll have some questions for us both towards the end. So thank you for listening.
So, hi guys. First off, thanks for waiting, and thanks a lot, Jack, for giving me a good introduction. And if you guys are hearing any background noise, I'm really sorry. There's some repair work going on in my area, so I'm sorry for any background noises. But yeah, so to give a quick brief about me, I'm an international student, basically from Sri Lanka. Now just completed my master's in marketing communications. I just finished my dissertation last month and waiting for my results. And I also work as an international student ambassador as well. Uh, so moving on, I've been on this role as an international student ambassador. So international student ambassador and also other student ambassador roles ever since I joined the uni. So I started my course back in 2020 October, um, and then I was able to get on board with the student ambassador scheme through Uni Temps and MDX Works. So as Jack mentioned earlier, Uni Temps is the website or the partner that provides part-time jobs within the uni as student ambassadors and also international student ambassadors. So where you'll be getting a lot of various projects. It won't be just restricted to one subject area or one specific area. It'll be a wide range of projects that you'll be involved in. For example, if you take my personal experience, I was involved in organizing events, open days, campus stores, and also I was involved working at grad stock events with Jack in a couple of times. And also, I was involved as a research intern working for the Faculty of Arts and Creatives. Basically, I'm a marketing student, but the opportunities that the university gave me the opportunity to work with other departments and get to know that departments and the subject areas as well. Um, Apart from that, I was also involved in the EPP program, which Jack also mentioned about, which is the Emerging Professional Program. Really, really interesting stuff. A challenge actually, but it was an exciting time for me. It was a whole month of workshops that we were involved in, and then out of all the students, 25 students were selected to work in a real life scenario with a company. So I got the chance to work with PwC. There's a subsidiary called ESMA, which was an initiative by PwC. So ESMA is all about employability, social mobility. So we worked with this organization for about a week in a very intense internship, and we got paid. So regardless of the pay, of course, everything is rewarded at the end. So regardless of the pay, the exposure and experience I got during that 1 month was so immense. You're getting a chance to work with a multinational company was huge. And MDX Works supports you all the way through to get into that. And talking about pay rates, as Jack mentioned earlier, it starts from 1085, which is the London living wage. So you get called for projects, and then you will be paid by the hour. And also you get an extra pay as in holiday pay, where you don't get holidays as in, when you're working on a full-time job, you get paid holidays like 20-day and 28 annual leaves. So which is compensated by a particular amount depending on the hours, depending on the project that you work with. So it starts from 1085 an hour, and sometimes it goes up to 1240, and as an international student ambassador, you get up to 14 pounds an hour. So it depends on projects. For example, I worked in open days, which is normal fee. And then when I work with the Ed liaison team and go on school visits, talking to school students and promoting the benefits of being with MDX, then I get paid more. And also the travel cost, everything is compensated. So you're getting the best of both the worlds. You're getting paid at the same time, you're getting a really good exposure into working with the real life scenario in the UK. And myself being an international student, that was a great opportunity for me. And even though the teaching was online all this time, I had the best academic support from the teachers, as well as I was able to get the support from MDX Works. There's dedicated one-on-one advisors for each department. So department wise, you get advisors. For example, business and marketing, I have a particular advisor where I am keeping in touch with her for a very long time, and she advises on my cover letter, on my CV, and even if I want to get advice from particular application for a specific company, I could get an appointment with her online and have the details sorted there. So moving on to the next slide. Do we have another slide? Yes. I mean, the next one. So yeah, a bit about MDX University. As you guys already know, it's a culturally diverse uni and it provides equal opportunities for international students. So we as international students, we feel like, we might not get the chance to perform, but trust me, the last 1 year doing a master's degree was hectic. By the same time, I really got the chance to perform and get experience onto my CV, even though I have experience back from my country. The experience that I worked with the uni and got engaged, got involved in so many programs, being a key for me to get recognized when I'm doing an application for a top employer or working with a recruiting agency for my after I finish my degree. So whatever that you do, also you're getting paid, as well as it's going to add a lot of value and a lot of credentials for your career. So I would really advise you guys to work towards getting involved with the EPP, which is Emerging Professional Program. That's one thing that you guys really should focus on. And if you are really keen, the MDX Advantage program, which also will be really beneficial as well. And I was also involved with MDX Advantage, the MD Accelerator program, which is for startups. So I was involved in the beginning of my year, and then I had an idea I wanted to submit, but then again I got too busy with my studies of courseworks and dissertation and all that, so I kind of stopped it. But hey, that doesn't end there. As an alumni, I'll be able to get involved in the next batch of sessions that's going to happen soon. So even though you graduate, if you're doing a master's, if you're graduating soon, you still have the chance of being an alumni and get involved with MDXworks, because they really support you throughout your journey to get a better career in the UK. So I guess that's it from myself, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I have covered all these things. Yeah, one thing I missed out from is be an SVL. So if you get the chance to be an SVL, a student voice leader, please go ahead and do that. You might think that it's going to be too much of responsibility. Yes, with as Uncle Ben in Spider-Man says, great power comes great responsibility. So that's a powerful role to play within your cohort, and also that'll be a really great addition on your CV to showcase your leadership qualities and leadership skills. So that's one thing I missed with whatever I was discussing earlier. So please try to be an SVL if you get the opportunity. Don't be shy. It'll make you what you are.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Kishore. And he's definitely underselling himself, I think, in some of the things that Kishore's got involved with, because he really has been so integral to what we do actually as a careers service. As he mentioned, he's worked for GradStock or Career Connect, and always really keen to get involved in opportunities, and that could be you. So really do take that inspiration as an option that you can actually make your own if you were to come to Middlesex. So let's look at any questions that we've got now. So we've got a little bit of time left. If there's not any questions, then we can follow up another stage, but hoping that at least those on the call have got a few questions for Kishore and I. Have anything come through in the chat or the Q&A?
Well, there's no questions on the chat so far.
Nothing at the moment. There must be one question. Come on, let's have a brave person asking just a one question, just to keep Kishore and I on our toes. Nothing. We'll have to take that as a good sign that we've already answered any questions that you may have. But if you do want to learn more around how we can support you in your career at MDX Works, do, as I say, email the team at MDX Works, as you can see the address on the screen, because we can answer any queries that you have around, what you might want to do with your degree longer term based on something that you're already considering coming to study here. So yeah, absolutely do get in touch if you've still got any burning questions after the webinar. Have somebody got one? They did. Thank you. Thank you, Tan. When must we sign up for the MDX Advantage program or EPP? Yeah, very good question. So MDX Advantage, the program runs between February and July. So usually you will apply for that in January of every year. The EPP is a summer program, and you will be able to get involved with the EPP throughout the whole summer. So this year, for example, as Gisha mentioned, it was 4 weeks. So we did the whole final week of June and the first 3 weeks of July, and then you had a project challenge at the very end. But you don't have to necessarily sign up early for the EPP. We will just announce that as a project that you can undertake and a program you can get involved with every single summer. But MDX Advantage is usually January. Any other final questions from anybody? Okay, no, I've given it an extra little bit of time there, but thank you so much for joining us. And by virtue of coming along today, we can apply for both programs. Sorry, yes, you can. Yeah, the beauty of the MDX Advantage and EPP is you can get involved with both of those because their EPP is open for all students. MDX Advantage is just for final years. So as long as you meet that criteria, you can do both. Brilliant. So yes, thank you so much for attending the webinar. In the chat, you can see that there's a Facebook group where you can pose any additional questions that you may have and that may not have been answered today. But as I said, I hope we've answered as many as possible. By virtue of attending today, you've already shown that you are genuinely dedicated to thinking about career already. And there's not many students who do that before coming to university. So well done, I would say to you. And my key message will be get involved, whatever university you arrive at, and we would love for it to obviously be here at Middlesex. Get involved from day one, because if you do, the chances of achieving the career that you dream about now, for example, will amplify massively. Employers want to see someone who has a story to tell, and MDX Works, we are here to help you to, create that story. As cliche as it sounds, it's true. So thanks very much for coming along today, guys, and wishing you all the best in your careers, and we hope to see you very soon. Thanks very much.